All right, shalom, shalom. And first and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. All right, double honors to the apostles, elders, a great millstone. Shalom to you, Akim, pushing the work of truth and in sincerity. All right, of course, bringing forth the testimony of our Lord Yahweh Shai. All right, that testimony is the spirit of prophecy. Prophecy meaning to say before. All right, and the name of this lesson is Jacob's about to see evil like they have never seen it before. All right. We know that the inauguration just happened. All right, yesterday, and people are calling it the new golden age. All right, because it's the same term they use for ancient Greece. All right, and apparently this was Esau's golden age, and they think they've about to recreate another one. All right, and really, the truth of the matter is that they're out of their minds if they think that this is going to be a new golden age, and in fact. All right. Um, I was thinking about the dream in Daniel. All right, where Daniel's breaking down the dream to Nebuchadnezzar, and the golden age has been passed. I mean, if you understand, you know, how the Bible speaks on it. Okay. Um, Let me see here. Here we go. All right, because we're way past that golden age. All right. So this is Daniel 2. All right. All right, and 31 it says, "And thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of gold." All right, and that was your golden age then. All right, okay. His breast and his arms of silver, his belly and his thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay, right? So you have the Assyrian Empire, the Babylonian Empire, all right, the Medo-Persian Empire, all right, and then you have the Greek Empire, and then the Roman Empire, all right, okay. And as you see here, with each, all right, part of this body in this dream, all right, these fine metals they become more weaker, all right. So you got gold, and what's lesser than gold? Of course, silver. All right, and what's lesser than silver is brass, and of course, and then what's lesser than brass is iron. Okay, and so as we come to the end of the world that's been ruled by heathendom, right? And we're actually coming in, where we're at the point where we're at the worst, all right, age of all time. Okay, so this is definitely not the golden age. I just wanted to point that out because I kind of thought of that. All right. The vision that Nebuchadnezzar had. All right. And where we're at today, okay, it says it's coming up. It says his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. And this is where we're essentially at now. Okay. And this is the end. All right. Okay. And in the end is being ushered in, all right, by Esau Edom, the so-called white man. Okay. All right. It says thou sawest till that stone was cast out without hands, or cut, Slakia, was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them to pieces. And that's Yahweh Shai, okay? Because he essentially is going to break, all right, this society. And that's what he's doing, okay? Of course, on the spiritual level first, all right, by essentially raising his prophets up and chanting this place down, all right. Okay, and ultimately, its fate is written. Okay, all right. Let's see here. It says, "Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together." All right, and so all of the kingdoms, I call it heathendom, right? I got it from the Hebrew word nakar, and when you go into the Hebrew word nakar, which the elder was bringing it out in a lesson that he made the other day, right? But when you go into that word, it's the word stranger, all right? And it's two classifications of strangers, and the one classification is dealing absolutely with the heathen, all right? And that's the Hebrew word in the car, all right? So you got to be vigilant when you see that when you're reading. The Old Testament refers to strangers. It has two different classifications, all right? And one of those classifications is dealing absolutely with the heathen or heathendom. And they've been ruling the world, all right, for ages now. And all of their kingdoms essentially are going to be um, taken out, all right? And they're going to be taken out of remembrance. Okay, it's going to be like they never existed. That's how of course how bad that this society is going to fall, all right? But the world to come, which is the kingdom's or the Father's everlasting kingdom, all right, it's going to be so vast and so great, you're not even going to remember, all right, those kingdoms of old. Okay, I know I'm kind of veering off track, but here, let me get this Isaiah, because I mean it's the scriptures say it, so why not? This is Isaiah 65:17. For behold, I create new heavens and a new earth, and the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind. But be ye glad and rejoice forever in that which I create. For behold, I create Jerusalem a rejoicing, and her people a joy. So the Lord is about to set up his people, all right, and he's about to get rid of, all right, the known kingdoms as we know it. You know, we have the history of all these different ages and all these different, the heathen ruling in these different ages. All right, and if we're at the final age where Esau is ruling. All right, which is known as the fourth beast. Okay, all right, and it's whose deadly wound was healed. All right, because the Roman Empire fell. Right, and Esau got back in the ranks. All right, got back up in the ranks because the Lord has risen him up. All right, for these last days, the Lord says, well, the scriptures say, Proverbs 16:4, the Lord has created the wicked for the day of evil. All right, and He's reserved Esau for the ultimate judgment. Okay, so it says, "In the former shall not be remembered, nor come into mind." All right, so you're not even going to remember these kingdoms. All right, it ain't going to be worth remembering. All right, because we're going to be starting an everlasting legacy. Okay, Daniel 2:44, it says, and in the days of these kings shall the God of heaven set up a kingdom, right, which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people. All right, and anyone outside of the heathen, I mean, slip of the tongue, anyone outside of the nation of Israel, okay, it's not going to be left to anyone outside of the nation the Lord's chosen, his jewels, his people, all right, his children, all right, Yasha Allah, all right, the Israelites. It says, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. You see? So we're going to break in pieces, all right, and consume all these kingdoms, all right? And these nations are going to go into subject with us. Not with us. Another slip of the tongue. Goodness gracious. These nations are going to go into captivity under us, all right? And we're going to rule over them with a rod of iron, as the scriptures say. And they're going to serve us for handmaids, servants and handmaids, all right? And it's gonna be a brutal, all right, captivity for them, all right. So and as it says, for as much as thou sawest that the stone was cut out of the mountain without hands, and that it break in pieces the iron, the brass, the clay, the silver, and the gold, right? The great God hath made known to the king what shall come to pass hereafter, and the dream is certain, and the interpretation therefore is sure. All right, and sure meaning yeah, it's a damn well a sure thing. Okay, and so you got Esau saying that this is the golden age, because Trump's back in office, And but what's about to ensue is, of course, from day one. Here, I want to play this. The brother just posted this, and I want to play it real quick. All right, this is what these Edomites is about to do because what? Um, for the most part, they know that they've been dwindling. They've been losing their society, right? And they need a little peak of hope before, Esau sweeps the run. I mean, well, the Lord ultimately, he's using Esau to pull the rug from underneath them, right? And to bring in this new world order, all right? Digital with a digital based currency, the digital based everything, all right? Okay, so we'll play it.
Last night that your deportation operation starts today. Did it?
Yeah, ISIS, they're out there enforcing law out today, and of course, as I've said numerous times, they're concentrating on public safety threats. That'll be our priority right out of the gate. So ICE officers are back to doing their job.
Where? Where are these? Are they actual raids? And how is it different from what we saw yesterday or the day before?
Yeah, now we're talking about raids. They're raiding like SWAT. All right, so they're not playing. This ain't no joke. All right, we day one, right? And Esau is getting busy. And when they talk about a golden age, they ain't talking about for everybody else, man. We know Esau is very ambiguous when he speaks. He's very double tongued, as the scriptures talk about. You know, he has war in his heart. How'd it go? But war was in his heart. Oops. All right, let me see. Psalms 55 and 21 is the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. And of course, that's what you're gonna get out of the devil. All right. Okay. So he's making it seem like it's gonna be for everybody. All right. But they're about to start cutting people off. All right. And that's what we're seeing. All right. We're about to start seeing that on a high level. So these are raids. Okay. All right. That ain't a light thing. Okay. And you Jakes are about to see evil on a whole nother level. And they're not just gonna stop there. All right. They want to preserve their way of life. Okay. All right. So I mean, and I'm talking about these these everyday, uh, you know, so-called white people who want their country back. All right. All right. And they occupy seats in law enforcement. You know, when we're talking about the not the lowly Edomites, but the middle class type of Edomite. All right. They're ecstatic. Okay.
Well, look, I wouldn't call them raids or target enforcement operations. They know exactly who they're looking for. They know pretty much where they'll find them. So again, these are well planned operations. They're well investigated, so they have a lot of backup information when they go out there. A whole team goes out for officer safety concerns. So this happens throughout the nation. I mean, I'm not going to tell you specific locations out of officer safety concerns, but ICE is back doing their job effective today. They haven't been able.
Yeah, and I got a hunch that these the certain immigrants, which most of them are Israelites, they ain't gonna just give up too easily, and then they got essentially um I'm thinking of a most wanted poster, but they're supposedly giving out a cash reward, all right, to those who call in you know on immigrants, all right. And I'm, I'm just thinking of a whole slew of things, man. You got you got the Karen is going to reemerge. you know, they be calling ISIS or ICE on a on a legit Iscarite family, you know, who's actually from America. I can see all of that, man. But you know, Esau pretty much know who they targeting, I guess. But again, you're dealing with the devil, so they're very ambiguous, right? So these devils' pride is up, you know, um, going into these last days, and yeah, man, it's gonna get volatile. It's gonna definitely get volatile. All right. I'll play this fair use. All right. Fair use, fair use. It's only for educational purposes only. It's just a little small clip. I'm only gonna play a few seconds of it. And look at Jake out there with these Edomites, man. All right. Thinking that you're gonna, essentially participate in this golden age, all right, which ain't gonna last very long. You know, who knows how they're gonna do it? But hey, stay along for the ride, man.
$10, $10.
Inauguration 2025, making history for many reasons.
It's bone chilling cold, man. I can't.
Minus 11 degrees Celsius, forcing the inauguration inside the Capitol Rotunda, where 600 could see it live. Thousands more stood on the National Mall.
Let us remember.
Watching the oaths on their phones and seeing government change.
I think not being in the minority of opinion as far as politically, it feels good to be able to say, yes, we're bringing back things that make sense.
Tim Wasson is thinking ahead for Vice President J.D. Vance.
Everything I've read and everything I believe in my heart believes 4 years from right now, he'll be our next president.
Andrew Danoon brought his whole family here, despite voting independent all his life.
I voted both sides of the aisle, libertarian a lot, but a lot of the policies and things that Trump speaks about kind of endears us, as a family.
It's a good time for us to start having discussions in our house about, I don't want to enforce my beliefs on my children, but I want to explain to them why I feel maybe more conservative on this aspect or
Yeah, yeah. So like you said, they feeling endeared, right? So yeah, man. But let me see here, okay? Because a lot of people gonna go into this and believing they're being right now they're being led along. All right. Um, there's still projected crises. All right, that's gonna happen. Okay, and it's really going to it's going to upset what people had projected. All right, and these people's hopes, and rightfully so. All right, we're at the end, man, and we're continuously praying that the Lord comes, man, and He speeds this process up, and we're about to see it speed up. All right. So First Thessalonians 5:1, but of the times and seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. All right. So a thief in the night, man. That's how this thing is set up. The Lord is setting this thing up for people to be unaware and not prepared. Okay. And this is the perfect ploy or the perfect setup. All right. It says, for when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. All right. So they might let things die down because of the inauguration and things as such. All right. But more evil's coming because um, you know, ultimately it's the Lord, but we know the Lord is putting the spirit on Esau. Okay. And so again we got things coming up the pipeline which they projected themselves. All right. The Gil Bates and all of these other people. All right. These experts, okay, or technocrats, all right, have been projected. And if you think for a second that they finna pull back on their plans, well, think again, okay? But ye brethren are not in darkness, all right? Because those people are in darkness, especially the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, believing that this place is going to go on forever, all right? Or this is a new golden age, all right? Which again, it makes sense they would even say this because it goes back to, it says here, Greek mythology. Okay, that's Esau. Of course, it's Esau's golden age. But like we know in the scripture in Daniel 2, you know, this world already had it, or the heathendom They already had their golden age, all right, and it's been declining every age, and we're at the bottom, okay, the iron and partly clay. We're at the worst part of it, okay, okay. The term golden age comes from Greek mythology, particularly works and days of Hesiod, all right, a Greek poet thought to have been active between 750 and 650 BC, around the same time as Homer, and is part of the description of temporal decline of the state of peoples through 5 ages, gold being the first and the one during which the golden race of humanity, I guess that's supposed to be themselves, right, lived. After the end of the first age was the silver, then bronze. After this the heroic age, with the fifth and current age being iron. All right. So they got it kind of mixed up. Okay. But extension golden age denotes a period of primordial peace, harmony, stability, and prosperity. All right. And this is what these Edomites believe that they're going into. All right. During this age, peace and harmony prevailed in that people did not have to work to feed themselves, for the earth provided food in abundance. All right. Yeah, and that's not going to happen, because the scriptures talk about the waters, the sweet waters becoming bitter. All right, neighbor turning against neighbor. All right, friend against friend. Right. So they live to a very old age with a youthful appearance. That's no more. Okay, eventually dying peacefully. That's not going to happen because the scriptures say this place is going to go out with much violence. Okay, and we project the future. All right, based on what the scriptures say. Okay, which by the way, I noticed, I know brothers noticed that Donald Trump can put his hand on the Bible. All right, which it all makes sense. All right, because that definitely means something. That scowl that he has, the picture that he took when he's scowling at the camera, right? That it speaks volumes. You know how they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. Well, uh, I can give you two of those 1,000 words. All right, complete chaos. All right, all right, and we're hey, it's gonna start cooking. We're gonna start cooking with grease. So, um, First Thessalonians 5, and let me see. I'll start at 3 again. It says, "For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape." Okay, and remember, the Lord is about to send forth punishments. All right. Second Ezra 7:43, it says, "But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, right? And the beginning of immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past." All right. And Esau, the end of this time, he is the end of this time, right? Second Ezra 6 and 9, it says, "For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it." All right. So Esau represents the end of the world. We're at the end of the world because he's in rulership. And by we're seeing things culminate in the world, which hell, all the things that they've been doing over the last few centuries shows you that it's the end of the world. You had two world wars, all right, and a pending third world war, all right. Many people have died by way of war and by way of you know um, government overthrows, all type of scandal or corruption in the military industrial complex, them taking over the world, them fighting against other superpowers. All right. It's an economic war right now. And those things continue to kind of, kind of grow. All right. You got the doomsday clock. All right, which shows you definitely we at the end of the world. All right, if that's not a sign, and that's the thing with people, they'll see all of those things and all of these signs, and they'll ignore it. All right, but those signs are very evident. It's very clear, right? You got the doomsday clock, right? And they say, we're seconds away from a nuclear, holocaust, so to speak. All sorts of things point to the end of this place. You know, so yeah, man, it's very evident. It's very clear. All right, and we're very sure that there ain't gonna be no golden age, man. All right. So let me see here. It says the hand of man is betwixt the heel and the hand. So the pulling down of society is now. All right. And of course it starts with the prophets. Other question Ezra asked out not. Right. So with something I was just thinking about, I just forgot it. Um, because I'm just dealing with the end of the world, right? And I'm kind of thinking, oh man, there was something else. Oh, well, yeah. It's like I can't forget this. All right. Okay, because these devils, man. Yeah, let me see something. Oops. Nope. Here, let me do this. I'm gonna check my phone. I can't remember the precept for nothing in me right now. Where it says that their houses shall continue forever. Hmm. Okay, so I can't find it right now. I don't know what. Oh, their inward thought. Okay, Slovakia. Okay, I got it. Bear with me, Slovakia, and I'm about to pretty much close out. 49. All right, so Psalm 49. All right, so their intent, right, is all right, is they believe, all right, or their belief is to continue on forever. But what they don't understand is what Scripture said: hell shall meet them at thy coming. That's Isaiah 14. All right, here we go. So Psalms 49:11 it says their inward thought is that their houses shall continue forever, and their dwelling places to all generations. They call their lands after their own names. All right, so the inward thought is that what their houses shall continue forever. That's the wicked. Okay, and so what Esau is doing now, all right, they're hoarding up. They have been hoarding up resources. All right, so that they can protect themselves from that day of doom. All right, none of those riches is going to deliver them in the time of the time that the Lord comes to visit this place. All right, so they're highly mistaken. And I know this is supposed to be aimed at Jake, but I kind of the spirit kind of you know kind of took over. And by God, oh, the water. All right, hey, shalom to the brothers on the comment board. The water. I'm gonna get to your precepts, and then I'm gonna close out. All right. So let's see here. Okay, here we go. So Isaiah 14 and 9. It says, "Hell from beneath is moved to meet thee. To meet thee, Slaki. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming." All right. So at thy coming, all right. You believe that you're essentially going to be on top again. Here, the word here for coming is bawa'a or bawa, if I'm not mistaken. It could be bawa'a. All right. But it says here to go in, enter, come in, go, come in, to enter. And what do they think they're going to enter into? Prosperity. All right. You know, another chance at building back. I know that was Biden's slogan, building back better. All right. But it's not going to happen. Okay. These people are being tricked. All right. It said to lead in, to carry in. All right. They're really being led as sheep to a slaughter, especially you Negroes, right? Latinos and Native Americans. I just another brother posted a video. I think it was Kabari Howard, with this Puerto Rican chick talking about Trump is the next thing to God. You know, completely insane, completely lost their minds. Right? You got Edomites praying to Trump, keep TikTok and shit. So it's a lot of shit, man. These people are through gross darkness. All right, cover the people. All right, gross, especially our people, mainly our people. They're the ones that's being really tricked. Okay, and it'd be funny if the ICE, arrest, a lot of these homeborn, American born, all right, citizens, and they're trying to actually do that, all right, to get rid of those homeborn uh, or immigrants that were um, born. Well, how can I say it? Damn. Uh, I guess you could say American uh, Americans that were born to immigrants, right? Um, who their parents came from, Mexico and Venezuela and Cuba and all these other places. All right. So let's see here. Right. So at thy coming, hell shall meet thee. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. Right. Which is somewhat of an not an allegory, but don't want to say metaphor. Is that the word I'm looking for? I don't. Somewhat. It basically is symbolic. Symbolic. That's what I'm looking for. All right. This is symbolic for them falling from grace. All right. Because hell represents the grave, right? And the grave is symbolic of a fall. All right. Remember the dead bodies in Revelations 11. It refers to Israel as dead, but spiritually dead, because have fallen from essentially our height, our grace. All right, our nobility. Okay, and so is Esau. They're gonna fall from being at the top of the food chain, so to speak. Hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee. Right. So the dead is the other nations, even at all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. Right. And you see it, you notice that people ain't talking about war anymore. Right. Um, well, and that's going to be a stark reality that they're going to have to deal with. War being on the horizon. Okay. So let's go into these precepts. Psalms 57 and 4, it says, "My soul is among lions, and I lie even among them that are set on fire, even the sons of men, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and their tongue a sharp sword." hmm All right. And that's true for the most part. Okay. We live among among those that can devour us. All right. It says that are set on fire, even the sons of men, whose teeth are spears and arrows, and the tongue a sharp sword. All right. Revelations 12 and 12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Okay. All right. And this is all too true. All right. So we're just in the essentially the beginning stages of his wrath. Okay. And man, I heard some last night that said 70% of the world is living under an authoritarian rule, right? And this is what you're about to see more of, all right? More of an authoritarian type of rule, right? Where people ain't gonna have no rights. All right. Okay, watch. You know, this immigration thing is gonna blossom into something way worse. Okay. This immigration thing is gonna blossom into something way worse. Okay. All right. And who knows? They might say, "Oh, we're having complications, so we got to employ this technology. We got to surveil, and which they already got the things in place for that, you know. So they really don't need an excuse. I mean, they already had the excuse, you know. All right, which was 9/11, and from that they've been which was the Patriot Act, and from that they've been amending those laws and essentially tweaking them to their benefit. All right. So Psalms 37 and 11, it says, but the meek shall inherit the earth, all right, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. All right. And that's right. Okay. You have vocab said that we ain't gonna have slaves in the kingdom, basically. All right. We already had slaves after we went into captivity under the Babylonians, which is pure malarkey, right? Because Jake had to go through a whole slew of other afflictions and turmoil. Okay, but hey, you dealing with the devil, man. All right. So verse 12, the wicked plotteth against the just and gnasheth upon him with his teeth. And that's what you're seeing here. All right.
That your deportation operation starts today. Did it?
Yeah, ISIS, they're out there enforcing law out today. And of course, as I've said numerous times, they're concentrating on public safety threats. That'll be our priority right out of the gate. So ISIS.
Yeah, right out the gate. All right. You can imagine what they're saying in their homes. All right. And now they're justified. Now they got the law on their side, so to speak. Okay. So they're gonna go full. It's gonna be a full onslaught. All right. Psalms 37 and 13 says, the Lord shall laugh at them, for he seeth that his day is coming. Yep. All right. Ultimately, when Esau goes to fill his belly, all right, the Lord has already sprung a trap. He's already laid that trap. All right. And they're going to fall right into it. They're being lured. You see, there ain't no more talks of war right now. You kind of don't see nothing. Right? It's kind of quiet on the war spectrum. All right. But it's going to uptick very, very soon. Okay. Second Ezra 9 and 1, he asked me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And we're seeing that, all right, through certain signs. Okay. All right, because these things are evident, okay, that the Lord is visiting this place. Okay. You got supposedly on the 25th, you got the certain sign where the planets are going to align. Right. And I was just watching a movie last night, Thor, the dark something. All right. Um, and they had the same plot in that movie. All right. Where the planets or the realms aligned and pure chaos just took hold of everything. All right. So verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, which we've seen, right? All right. then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. All right. So it's nothing new. We've been told these things. The ancient prophets knew. Now we're living in those times. All right. Like Ezra said, woe is me, who shall deliver me from those evils? All right. And those evils are going to come as punishments upon the earth, right? Because the Lord said he's going to hold his tongue no more concerning their wickedness. Second Ezra 15 and 5. So Second Ezra 9 and 5, it says, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and an end is manifest. So and to manifest something is to make it clear. As the scriptures say, though it tarry, wait for it for it's just for my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Habakkuk 2, Salaki. Habakkuk 2 and 3. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. All right. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right. Okay. And just when people thought it was, it was time to get comfortable again, it was time to let down your guard, right? That's when the chaos is going to ensue, and we can bet. I mean, we can guarantee that. All right. So the end is made manifest. It's become evident. All right. Jeremiah 29 and 10. But thus said the Lord Yahweh. All right. That after 70 years be accomplished at Babylon, I will visit you and perform my good work toward you and causing you to return to this place. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you. Oh, this is one of my favorite precepts, said the Lord Yahweh, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Okay. And we're seeing that through what the Lord is doing now, that he is definitely bringing to pass what he said what was going to come to pass. All right. Case in point, Second Ezra 8 and 50, it says, for many great miseries shall be done to them that are in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And the Lord is the ultimate pride killer. All right, as I always say, okay. And he's about to kill these people pride, because now Esau is at now they're at a level of pride because they believe that they're going to get their world back. They've been crying about the immigrants taking their jobs, the immigrants flooding, coming in, taking up all the benefits and all of that type of stuff. All right. Okay. And they came in because what they were brought in to help generate and bring forth more of their agenda. Okay. Especially with the spending of money. All right. Because they're continuously printing money. Right. Which is that's hyperinflation. Okay. And then other things. All right. They're going to justify the means of bringing in uh, a martial law type of situation. All right. Now you have ice on the loose. Okay. Starting today. All right. Starting to round up and raid. He said raid, which is the key word. All right. So immigrants, if they have like certain businesses, or if they had a certain church, they can kick down the door. All right. So that's happening. And that's definitely Jacob's trouble. So, and we know it comes in increments. We know it kind of grows. All right. So, oops. Job 20 and 4 says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. Yep, that's true. Okay. Though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet shall he perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? Yep. Let me see. Read that, read that. Okay. My God, brother, you flooded me. Let me see. I read that one. Let's see. Okay, I'm gonna finish up this Job, then I have to close out. Um, Yeah, I'm gonna finish up this Job and I'm gonna have to close out. So, yeah, he shall perish forever like his own dung. Job 20:7. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? All right, because that's what the Lord has set up for this devil. All right, okay. Um, he shall fly away as a dream and shall not be found. All right, and this is ultimately dealing with the chief ones among them. Okay, the Edomites that are in rulership. Okay, ultimately he's gonna, you know, get rid of them, and it's gonna be his, like a dream. Because really, man, this, I was just pondering on it earlier, man. I was sorely vexed, man, because you know, just Esau's continuous, well, I think I was watching vocab. Yeah, that's what it was, and I just got irritated, man. Everybody lying and blaspheming. Esau still running, you know uh amok in the world, lying, cheating, stealing as usual. I just got fed up, man. you know and ultimately, man, when his time comes, man, it's gonna be like he never existed, which is beautiful. All right. So verse 9, it says, the eye also which saw him shall see him no more, neither shall his place any more behold him. All right. And we're waiting for that patiently. All right. Job 20:10, his children shall seek to please the poor, and his hands, all right, shall restore their goods. Okay. And they know, uh, we know that when they do that, all right, that's nothing. That's disingenuous. All right. Okay. Because they're doing it in many ways. All right. Because they know the scopeo is on them. All right. Verse 11, it says, his bones are full of the sins of his youth, which shall lie down with him in the dust. All right. And all his evil works is about to come back on him. All right. You know what? I'll end on. Let me see this. All right. See Baruch. All right. Four. Oops. Four. All right. And we'll do 31, I believe. All right. Well, I'll start at 30. It says, Baruch 4:30. Take a good heart, meaning a good mind. Right. O Jerusalem, for he that gave thee that name will comfort thee. Right. That's what we need about this time. We need comfort. All right. Miserable are they that afflicted thee, and rejoiced at thy fall. Miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Right. So the Lord ain't forget about the evils that this place is wrought. Right. He ain't forget about the evils that these Edomites have wrought. All right. We're at the end. So if you think that a golden age is going to reoccur, right, you're out your mind. All right. And I might have to change this lesson to that. You know, this golden city ceased. And in fact, oh my goodness, now it's coming. Right. Now it comes. All right. How is the golden city ceased? Well, let's see here. My bad. Not the golden city, but Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. This is all right. I'll come back to that. So Baruch 4 and 32, it says, miserable are the cities which thy children serve. Miserable is she that received thy sons. Right. So this place is only going to receive misery. Okay. Because that's what it brought. All right. It brought forth misery. Okay. Whereas she rejoiced at thy ruin and was glad at thy fall, so shall she be grieved for her own desolation. Right. But the ultimate, I mean, you know, the ultimate desolation is going to be the thermonuclear destruction. But this place is going out slowly but surely. All right. As an old term that the elder apostles used from that, the comedian circling the drain. All right. For I will take away the rejoicing of her great multitude, and her pride shall be turned into mourning. And this is what we're waiting on. All right. And this is what we're actually going to witness. Okay. Jeremiah 51:6, flee out of the midst. No, 51:7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand. All right. That made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. All right. So don't forget about, you know, America's allies. All right, because it's prophesied that they're going to turn against this place. Okay. All right. And so the Lord, this place has been a golden cup. All right. And because the Lord has risen it up to be as such. All right. But now it's on a decline. All right. And there ain't no way up from this. There ain't no bouncing back. Okay. So yeah, Lord willing, this is edifying. Until next time, I gotta cut it short. All right. Until next time, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. I'm gonna have to change the title of this. All right. Oops. All right. Because there won't be another golden age. All right. It's over with. It's finito. Capiche? All right. Shalom to water for Akim, who was on a comment board, who posted precepts. All right. Let me see. Oh, that was a good one too. Hey, Shalom lawyer. Hey, but hey, Salaki. Until next time, we'll give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, Bashim Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, shalom, shalom. All right.